Good morning, my name is Mark. I'm with Complete Realty Solutions, and we're here to talk about renting properties. If you currently own a property or intend to buy a property that you want to rent out, there's a few things that you need to know before you rent the property. First and foremost is you have to understand the law. You cannot discriminate against the protected classes. The protected classes are race, color, religion, sex, handicap, family status, or national origin. You can discriminate and deny a lease based on their credit, their criminal history or eviction history, or if they have pets. One thing you cannot discriminate against is a service animal. If a tenant has a service animal and it's proven to be a service animal, you have to allow the service animal to be there, and you cannot deny the lease on that basis. 2, you should always require renter's insurance. The tenants can provide their own renter's insurance policy, which would cover their contents, and you should always be sure that their policy does include a tenant liability clause in it that covers your property if the tenants cause any damage to the property, such as an accidental flood or fire, and then that covers the damages up to whatever the limit is, and is primary to your insurance. So it's a good thing to have them carry the renter's insurance. 3, you should always screen the tenants. You should work with a company that does a national credit, criminal, and eviction history. You can check income and employment to verify that they are employed and they can pay the rent, and you can check with the prior landlords to make sure there hasn't been any issues with prior landlords that would cause you not to want to rent to the tenants or the prospective tenants. 4th, you should always write a lease. Leases are good because they do lay out all of the responsibilities of the landlord and the tenant. You can have an attorney draw up a lease, or you can use a pre-printed lease, but just be sure that the leases do comply with the statutes that govern the relationship between you and the tenant. You can get a copy of the Florida Landlord Tenant Act online, which is the full statutes of the tenant-landlord relationship, and it does govern the relationship between you and the tenant. Though the lease and the Landlord-Tenant Act will be the thing that will be governing any decision made in a court in any kind of dispute over a lease or a rented property. You should always do a move-in, move-out inspection. It is recommended that you do the move-in inspection with the tenant and go over any damages that are in the property that the tenant does not want to be held responsible for when they move. And then you can use that move-in out inspection when you do your exit survey, and then the tenant is not charged for any damages that they did not cause, but then you can always go back to them for damages that was caused by the tenant. And lastly, you should hire a property manager. If you're out of state or an absentee owner, a property manager is a good thing to have because they can handle the day-to-day business of the rental, collect the rents, take in maintenance requests, issue work orders, and handle everything that needs to be done to keep you from having to be any more involved than you want to be. Thanks for watching, and please feel free to give us a call if you have any questions.